Well, I did my S-acetyl glutathione deep dive. I finally got this is the brand I was telling you guys about, the pure glutathione gold. This is the 300 milligrams per pill S-acetyl glutathione, and yeah, this has already been brought to my attention by two other viewers, but obviously this brand in particular by two other viewers who have already taken it for a few months, and then just other viewers in general, you know, if they bring up S-acetyl or they've tried it or is it worth trying. So I already kind of have an idea of what to expect, which is why I'm really excited and was just like, I'm gonna go drop $70 and buy this because it is kind of expensive, but from the reviews I was excited to just see what it was all about. So basically, one viewer drank, you know, she still did basically everything that she normally does, and she took it for a few months and she still got good results. Another viewer didn't drink, didn't smoke, and still got really quick results taking this same brand. So I was very happy to know that, because you guys already know I said that I didn't want to stop drinking. Though I will say the viewer who did say that she's still drinking, she said she does multiple coffee enemas a week, and so she feels like that's why this is still working, is because, you know, the enemas are helping to just kind of clean everything out, and it's raising her glutathione levels as well. So there's a YouTuber, oh, and I will say most people who are trying this, they're only taking like 600 milligrams a day, so you don't have to take 5 or 6 pills. But there is a YouTuber on here, she's doing the Sativa S-acetyl glutathione, and she doesn't really recommend it, but if you go to her page, you'll see her befores and her afters. But she was doing, I think, 6 pills of the Sativa S-acetyl brand, and theirs are 500 milligrams per pill. So she was doing 6 of those, which is 3,000 milligrams a day basically. And I mean, you could watch her video. Basically, she lightened up just within a few weeks. She was like, this is insane. But she was honest, and she did say that she had already been taking glutathione routinely. It was a different type of glutathione, also by Sativa. She had already been taking that for 3 months. So basically, her system had already started to, you know, increase its supply. And with glutathione, it's one of those things where the longer you take it, the more not only is your natural supply boosted, but also it actually absorbs better. It kind of it's kind of like it makes a little storage area of glutathione, and the longer you take it, the more that storage area fills up with glutathione. So there's that. But yeah, 3,000 milligrams of S-acetyl, that's kind of a lot. I don't think I'm going to go that route. And she didn't really recommend it for other people. She was like, you know, they recommend 2 pills a day, which theirs are 500 milligrams per pill, so that would be 1,000 milligrams of S-acetyl a day. Honestly, it just depends on what you're willing to do. For me, I will not be doing that. I will just be taking 600 milligrams a day, because I've already been hearing from other people, yes, it does work, and yes, my results are fast. So it's like, okay, fast is good for me. I don't need to go super fast and, you know, overdo it. I don't want to overdo it. Though even I don't really know what overdoing it would be, because glutathione is just a master antioxidant, so it's kind of like vitamin C. There are no known overdoses of vitamin C. The same with glutathione. People really just, as of now, there aren't really any risks. The only risks I found of glutathione, if you take a lot of it, you can find on WebMD, it'll say some people get a rash, or if some people are doing the inhaled glutathione, some people might have increased asthmatic symptoms. That's literally it. I can't find anything about, oh, your liver will fail, there'll be liver damage. I know on YouTube people like to leave comments about, oh my god, your liver, and this is gonna lead to damage, or it's going to fail in the future. But it's I can't find anything to support that, and we will look into what other health risks I have found. Back to this glutathione, the pure brand glutathione gold, and what it's all about. What makes this different from the other ones, someone else brought this to my attention who had taken it in the past, was that it has emothione in it. And if you look up emothione, obviously it says it on the bottle, but if you look it up, it is patented. It's, you know, other brands aren't going to have this specific brand has it, and basically what Emotheon does, it allows the glutathione to basically increase your bodily reserve, so it helps to like boost that up naturally. And also Emotheon is a precursor of glutathione, so basically it allows the s-acetyl glutathione to absorb better. Do you specifically need to take a glutathione that has this patented Emotheon in it? Well, no, because there's already been other people who have said they did the Yarrow's brand of s-acetyl glutathione and they got really good results too, so I'm not going to act like this is the only brand, but maybe I'll change my tune after using it for a couple months. But so far, just s-acetyl in general is just supposed to give you quick results. And the word is on the street, and you know, take this with a grain of salt, because most places that are claiming this are also brands who sell s-acetyl, but they're saying that 100 milligrams of s-acetyl is the equivalent to 1,000 milligrams of reduced glutathione. Whether this is true or not, I do not know. So that's why when you hear people say, oh, only take 400 milligrams or only take 600 milligrams, because it's the equivalent to 4,000 milligrams of reduced or 6,000 milligrams, which those are IV levels. Honestly, that's a little more. I think for most IV places, because I've looked into IVs, usually they offer 3,000 to 5,000 milligrams in their IVs. So you're like basically right there, and that's only supposedly off of like 300 milligrams of acetyl, being 3,000 milligrams of IV or reduced. And the same with if you're doing 600 milligrams of acetyl, it's going to be 6,000. The difference with the reduced glutathione, our body naturally makes reduced glutathione. The issue is when you're supplementing it, it gets broken down in the stomach, it doesn't get into the bloodstream. If you can naturally boost your body's ability to make more reduced glutathione, then you know, you'll get a little bit more. But usually, even if you eat the cleanest and you're eating all these foods that are high in reduced glutathione, basically you can only boost it so much. It's still slower than supplementing or taking an IV. So keep that in mind. Hopefully I didn't lose you with that. I just thought I would throw that in there. Also, when it comes to the difference between liposomal glutathione and acetylated glutathione, acetylated, it's just acetyl. Acetyl is just a shorter version. So I'll just go back and forth, but just so you know, acetyl, acetylated, they're all the same. And everyone asks this, okay, which one works quicker? Which one is better? Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know, because I don't have enough experience with acetyl glutathione, but I'll talk about the physical differences of them. So liposomal glutathione is basically glutathione that is bound together with artificially made fatty substance. If you've ever made liposomal glutathione, you know the main ingredient, other than the reduced glutathione, is lecithin. And so, you know, you're just making a fatty substance, and this basically makes phospholipids, and these phospholipid layers is what's going to allow this antioxidant to even get into the bloodstream. Without this phospholipid layer that basically is like encapsulating the glutathione, it gets broken down by your digestive tract, meaning it's just going to go out with your waste. So now when we look at acetylated glutathione, it's basically an acetyl group that is bound to the sulfur atom in L-cysteine. Okay, this is what prevents it from being broken down in the digestive tract. So acetylated glutathione, it's just an acetyl group, it's bound to sulfur, and that's basically in the L-cysteine molecule. So there's no phospholipid layers, there's no artificially made fatty acid, it's for fatty substance, not fatty acid. But yeah, basically sulfur atom, L-cysteine molecule, and that's how it's allowing it to be delivered to your bloodstream. And I told you guys about that one thing I had read the week before it had been sent to me about s-acetyl glutathione being the only glutathione that can actually pass the blood-brain barrier. So this is really great for people who have like Alzheimer's disease and other cognitive issues. Like obviously the glutathione getting to their brain, they really need it to. The jury is still out on whether people who are taking glutathione for improved skin health and skin clarity, if we need it to get to our brain too. But if you're taking acetyl, then just know it's going to be getting to your brain. Also, Well, I'll skip that for now. We'll just go to the risks. So the risks that I found around taking too much glutathione, which basically just had me Googling what happens when you take too much glutathione, or is there such thing? Because I tried in a few different questions. Basically, the only thing that I could get, other than it's saying, oh, you might get a rash or something, oh, or some will say you might have bloating, which, you know, I'm not sure if it's long-term bloating or if it's just bloating for the first few days when you start, you know, I would say an aggressive glutathione regimen. So that's like taking more than 500 milligrams of glutathione. But what I found was that the risk is basically in people who have a mutated gene. This gene is already mutated at birth. So some people have this mutation, some people don't. I don't even know like what's the percentage of people who would even have this issue, but basically it's called alpha B crystalline, and when it's mutated, these people make an excessive amount of reduced glutathione naturally. Okay, so their body is just naturally pumping out an excessive amount of glutathione. It did not go into detail how much glutathione is it making, but you know, you need that mutated gene. And so what they found is that there is a link between that mutated gene and these people making an excessive amount of reduced glutathione and them later developing heart disease later in life. And so you can find that in Science Daily, and I will have that article linked down below, as well as another one that has a lot of this information that I just went over, but that's all that I could find on that. Being as glutathione is a master antioxidant, and it's really important to detoxify your cells. Obviously there are more pluses and more benefits to taking glutathione than not taking it. I'll kind of get into what I've just noticed just from the short amount of time that I've gotten back on glutathione, because you know I stopped for close to 6 months. I just stopped cold turkey after almost taking glutathione every day for like a year, and I was megadosing the entire time, meaning I was taking anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 milligrams all the way up to, at one point I was taking 11,000 milligrams. So I would say that I found that when I stopped, I started having I don't want to say trouble focusing, but I guess trouble focusing, and also I felt a lot more tired during the day. Sometimes I could take a nap, sometimes it was harder for me to get out of bed, because even though I got 7 hours, I still felt sleepy. And even my roommate said, I think you might have chronic fatigue, because I go to bed early, and even if I wake up late, I'm still tired. During the day, I would still be tired. One thing I've noticed is that my energy has increased just by getting back on glutathione, and it seems like I've been focusing more, getting more done in the day. So I know that people who have chronic fatigue do supplement with glutathione, and so I'm not sure if that's what's happening right now, but you know, for me, I like taking glutathione. I think it's something that even when I will not need to take so much of it, I think I'm still going to take some. Do I think I'll always need to take 600 milligrams of acetylated glutathione all my life? Like, no, probably not. I could probably get away with just 100 milligrams to 200 milligrams daily, just kind of like as a multivitamin, even after I no longer need it for what I'm using it for. And that's just like my personal 2 cents on it. Hopefully this video was helpful with this brand that I'm on. I will continue to take it for, gosh, I know the next month for sure. There's 60 capsules in here. They're 300 milligrams each. I'm going to be taking 2, so I'm going to be taking 600 milligrams a day, which seemed to work just fine, still pretty quickly for other people. So, I mean, I'm not going to push it. I'm more than happy with, yeah, that level of milligrams. And, yeah, I'm probably going to try to do 2 months of this, and we'll see if I make it to 3.